Here are the long-awaited Q&As of living out of my SUV car in Venice Beach, California. The possibly very long-awaited for some of you, and in no particular order, here are 14 questions I'll answer, so bear with me. One of the first questions I was asked, and the first one I can remember off the top of my head, is, how do you charge your things? Well, I don't have much now, as most of it was stolen in Hollywood recently. I had a Canon DSLR camera, a MacBook Pro, some DJ equipment, and sage necklace materials that I used to wrap my sage. But I use this AC converter plug I plug into the cigarette outlet of my car. It charges my portable charger box, my Bluetooth speakers, these rechargeable AA batteries, and my phone. And that's pretty much everything. I mostly use the charger box to charge my phone wherever I go. I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max as well as a wireless magnetic charger I use considering my phone doesn't charge at the input. And I also have this little Bluetooth mic I charge for the making of my videos. So how do you make money? I was door dashing up until a few days ago. I was using a friend's account mostly, but things took a turn for the best and I no longer use the dash. It's a bit unfortunate, but very fortunate at the same time, although I did really love that job. I was also doing photography, web, and graphic design, as well as selling my sage necklaces. I even had a website for them, thesagenecklace.com. But because of the recent heist in Hollywood, I have not much to my name now, except my own mind, body, optimism, and the willing movements of the universe. Oh, and of course my iPhone. One day, actually very soon, I will be monetized on YouTube, and it'll just be up from there. I, however, recently applied to Whole Foods and Air One here in Venice. And they both seem promising, especially Whole Foods. I will be giving the managers a call very soon, like today. I feel pretty optimistic and confident about this, actually. Working a 9-to-5 for me is only temporary, as none of these jobs make enough for me to live and provide for my kids, let alone myself here in California. On top of that, if I did, I'd never see my kids or would always be too tired to play and spend time with them because of the 9-to-5. And unless I want to live in the ghetto, which I don't, I'm giving myself this entire year to focus on my dream. I believe in collecting assets the way Robert Kiyosaki mentions in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Websites, investing, businesses, Facebook, YouTube, even the stock market or crypto. I'd rather be an asset collector rather than a slave to a 9-to-5. In this world, you are either a parasite or a prostitute. It's sad, but with money as a means of conduct, we will forever have no choice but to be one or the other. I do believe there is a solution, however. It could lie in creating a technologically AI automated advanced society, a green world without money and political government. But that's another topic for another time. How old are your kids, by the way? And how many do you have? I have 3, all with the same woman. Sierra is 8 years old at the recording of this video. Samaya is 7. Soon it'll be their birthdays in November. My son is 5, turning 6 in October. Which brings us to the next question. Where are your kids? It was about 3 to 4 years that the kids were kept from me by the baby mama herself, and the court system didn't give a damn. Eventually in 2022, she handed Sierra and Samaya over to me, along with sending the rest of her 4 other children to different family members. Her most recent 2 were put up for adoption to a family in San Diego. It's a visitation type of adoption. My son was flown along with his grandma on a plane to North Carolina, where he's been for the last year or so. They've kept him from me the longest, since birth, and it's been difficult to grow a bond with him, as they ignore my calls and efforts. But I do still feel a very deep connection with him. I can tell he loves music and may possibly one day be a musician. Regardless, the connection I have with him is something no one could ever touch. Sierra and Samaya are in Long Beach with their aunt, one of their mother's sisters. Current court order allows me supervised visitations every Friday for 3 to 4 hours at a park there in Long Beach. Although I do hope this changes come next court date in October. Are you planning on staying in Venice for good? Honestly, I'd like to. It's either here or the mountains. For now, I choose the city for 5 main reasons. 1, there are plenty of resources here. 2, I'm overcoming my anxiety by saturating myself with humans and now friends. 3, I'm closer to my kids than being in the high desert. 4, being here will help grow my YouTube channel and beyond. And 5, Venice is full of art and inspiration which helps with the work I'm doing. For now, I am here. After this, there's no telling where I'll go, or where we'll go. Do you plan on living nomadically or eventually get into a place? I do eventually plan on getting a stable place in a home for both me and my kids. I'm hoping for a very nice home. My YouTube channel will grow, and I will start making more income with all the assets I have. So yes, it is inevitable, and will definitely end up having my own space where I will welcome my kids with open arms. I will, however, still enjoy traveling, but on the more luxurious side. So instead of an old SUV, I'm thinking of a nice RV or a souped-up van, hotels, and possibly travel by plane. This is my ultimate dream, of being truly free and with my kids again. To travel, learn, and inspire others to lift their vibes and do the same. To inspire others to do what they love. But what about school? Do you want your kids to go to school? I have very mixed feelings about public school personally, but it is ultimately up to them. If they wish for public school, then so be it. I will be there for them and take them to school every morning as I have before. But if they wish to try something different, and their minds change at any point, I would gladly let them try something else. I think school is important. They need to learn how to read, write, multiply, and divide. I'm personally grateful my parents put me in school anyway, although there are still many things I disagree with most public schooling, but that's just me personally. So, what do you eat? I am vegetarian with the occasional smoked salmon and sushi, so I suppose I'm pescatarian. I have been vegetarian, plant-based, and on and off vegan for the past 12 years, and could never think of eating animal meat ever again. But fish don't have any feelings. I eat mostly greens and healthy foods, teas and lots of kombucha, vegan food, and the occasional pizza. I do have EBT, and so I'm very grateful for the government on that part. Sincerely, thank you, government, for that. You have no idea how much help you are giving with offering EBT to people. Sometimes food is taken for granted. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Poverty is the worst crime we could ever commit against humanity." After all, we are abundant enough to feed and clothe everyone on this planet for free. So, at least food can be somewhat free for the ones in need in this current system. I also went to Bread and Roses here in Venice recently for my first time. Here they give free meals in the morning and feed the homeless or whoever wishes to join. And it's pretty delicious and filling. And I am thankful for all the servers and cooks here at Bread and Roses in Venice, as food and water are real gifts, so thank you. There are even some who come in groups who pass along the boardwalk handing out food and drinks to the homeless and vendors here. We were even given Subway sandwiches the other day. Again, I am very thankful for you, whoever you are. And when I have the money, I love shopping at Whole Foods and Air One for the real good stuff. The healthiest, the most unique, and with plenty of superfoods, real foods that get you high. And it's the best high you can get. Vegan restaurants, Indian food, Greek food, Thai food, Japanese, you name it. I'm in. God, I love food. Speaking of getting high, do you do drugs? Funny you should ask. I've been reborn recently, and I have no interest in such things. There was a time I smoked cigarettes socially, vapes, and definitely weed, but that was really it. But I no longer need these things, and the truth is, I never have. But there has been a shift since this past half moon and equinox, and it's no longer in me to want such things. Not even weed. And I've never been more certain about that in my life than now. It feels good to be sober. Plant medicines and the like are just that, medicine. And you only need medicine when you're sick. Even if you try to make it a habit-forming addiction, the plants themselves won't let you. Tolerance grows quickly, like mushrooms, with an inability to become completely active the following days. So if you dosed an eighth one day and tried taking another eighth the next day, you probably won't feel the same at all. It would just be a waste of money. They are teachers, guides, and they come and go as needed. They are to be respected. And never will I, or have I ever, touched any street drugs, pharmaceutical pills, or alcohol. I mean, I have drank alcohol before in the past, of course. Who hasn't? But alcohol was one of the poisons my dad died from, and the other was fear. Plant medicines only, if at all. For me, however, I love being sober. Literally getting high on life, in meditation, by eating clean and making love. So, how old are you? I'm ageless. Next question. Do you exercise? Yes, I run to the ocean and back every now and again, and as of recently, it's been riding my bike and skating that has been keeping me active. Not to mention yoga. I practice yoga and meditation just about every day, even if it's only 20 minutes. So, how do you shower now? When I get a chance, I'll go to 24-Hour Fitness and not only shower, but enjoy the sauna, pool, and steam room. I guess you could say I shower rather luxuriously when I do. I try to go at least once or twice a week now, so I stay pretty clean. Is it comfortable in your car? My SUV is pretty comfortable overall. I have a memory foam mattress. It bends at the top because of the folded back seats, but for the most part, is very comfortable. And it doesn't get too hot in here either, as the weather has been so perfect near the ocean, especially around this time of year. I couldn't ask for any better place or time. I also have tinted windows for privacy, and lately the windows have been fogging up at night, which adds a little extra privacy. I park underneath trees on a beautiful residential road here in Venice, so there's not only shade, but it's a nice area. I lock my bike just down the street near a restaurant and has been pretty safe there. I am forever grateful. Are you a clean or dirty homeless? The word homeless is a totally loaded word. There are many types of homeless I'll talk about in my next video. But I would say, I am very clean. I don't smell. But if I do, it's actually mild and pretty nice. At least I think so. In fact, I think we should enjoy the way we smell. Your scent is a good indicator on your health. When you eat healthy, typically you smell healthy. I also like to keep my car organized and well put together. I love finding what I need easily, and I love when things are in order in my space. I am not a hoarder in the slightest. In fact, I'm more of a minimalist. I'm also very into feng shui, and for those who know me will know that. But I have seen some van dwellers and homeless who definitely are hoarders, and it isn't very pleasant even just to walk by their cars. But hey, to each their own. I accept you as you are. As a bonus question, I've been asked many times, for the bonus 15, where do you pee? And number 2. Well, let's just say I'm thankful I'm a dude. And if you're wondering about number 2, specifically, the bathroom, of course. You know, the toilet. It's all about timing and being conscious of your body's feelings. I know that it comes mostly in the mornings, after having a full meal the night previous. I can feel it. And as soon as I do, I get ready, hop on my bike, and head to Whole Foods down the street at a perfect time. There has been, however, some pretty close calls in the past, but I make it every time. Thank God. I've been here on YouTube working on this mission since May 2nd, 2023. It is now September 23rd, 2023 at the time of this writing. It will be 5 months, well 6 months total, as I didn't start recording my journey until May, but originally started out in a tent April 2nd, this year, 2023. And I'm sure there will be more questions to the story as I go along. And for those who don't know, I am on a mission, going from nothing to everything I want. And what I want is simple: to be with my kids again, to enjoy life together, and maybe while inspiring others along the way. I hope that I answered all of the questions you were wondering, and will gladly answer more as they come along. So much peace and love to you all, and thank you for following me on my journey. Thank you for watching. Namaste.